Hello, here we are in full autumn. We are in Tuscany, Florence, and I'm glad to show you one of the season's delight. A mushroom, a very rare mushroom, even more rare than porcini, the ovoli that grows. Ovoli means a kind of egg. Uovo in Italian is egg, white egg. Imagine this white egg. Now you see a bit dirty because it was in the bush. Imagine this white egg coming out of the ground, and slowly something orange, gold orange appeared. The white open and come out this wonderful mushroom. You see, come out from the white, and then grows and becomes an amazing mushrooms that is yellow under, and the bottom is yellow and the top is this wonderful color, very warm and very typical of the leaves in autumn. Now, the first operation with this ovoli is to clean. And to clean, we are not going to use any liquid. Forbidden, forget any liquid. We are going to use our little knife. It's a special knife we call spelucchino, because it's perfect to do this very delicate and small work. It's necessary a big amount of patience and a bit of time available. Otherwise, you're not going to do a good job. As usual, when you're cooking, you have not to be in a rush. And with mushrooms, it's necessary absolutely to have even more patience, more time. And it's necessary you love what you are handling. This gift from the nature, this wonderful creature that grows only wild, only in this season. Pause, I need the brush. Is a big work, requires time, and while I'm cleaning, I'm telling you something more about this mushroom. This mushrooms is, first of all, in all Central and Southern Europe. You will find in the forest, particularly the oak forest, pine forest, and is rare, is not easy to find. And to give you some scientific information, belongs to the family of the Amanita. His scientific name is Amanita caesarea. Okay. In the nature are very similar, not the same. I describe you the difference. Quite similar mushrooms that are poisons. So beware if you want to collect yourself, that sometimes you could be trapped in a terrible mistake. Okay, so this is Amanita caesarea, and are two, let's call, brothers that are really poisons. One is Amanita phalloides. Amanita phalloides, rather than being a warm yellow like this, is a beautiful yellow, is a cold yellow, cold like a lemon, is more like lemon, even more cold if possible, and is turning into green, but is very similar. So the most common mistake is to collect Amanita phalloides when is still looking like an egg, and you presume you got the Amanita caesarea, but was Amanita phalloides, which is one of the most poisonous mushrooms. So be careful and inspect all the time what is inside. I use also a brush to do better this job without destroying too much the beautiful shape of this wonderful mushroom, ovulo. Amanita phalloides is very common, more common than this, that is good. Amanita phalloides is bad and is quite easy to find around. But there is another mushrooms, same family, Amanita, but as well very dangerous, and is red on top. It's not yellow-green, but is red, not orange like this, but full red, and is very famous, is the red one with the white little spot everywhere on the top, and is famous because there is literature and has been used a lot in illustrations, in paintings, like the beautiful creature of the bush. In reality, is a poisonous mushroom, and his name is Amanita muscaria. Amanita muscaria is also much more common than this that is good. This I'm cleaning is good, and as well is pretty bad if you made the same mistake I described before. If you collect when they look like an egg and you don't open. So you can collect like when you see this egg coming out of the ground, but be careful because could be an Amanita muscaria, the red with the white dots, or could be an Amanita phalloides. Okay, both very, 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 very poisonous. This is a delight that is more rare and is more precious, of course, has a very delicate flavor and an amazing, amazing, delicate aroma. And this is the second. We continue with this really patient activity to clean the mushroom that has been in the bush until yesterday. Of course, you have to eat these mushrooms very quickly. Mushrooms are an incredible balance of dry matter and full of water. That's why you have not to clean with any liquid, because they are already rich of natural water. And this balance between the matter and the water is very delicate, and you have to respect and try to be really delicate. So no liquid, just this effort to be delicate but clean, because obviously you don't like to put in your mouth some ground or other little stones or little things. Be generous. Unfortunately, some good part has to go, but the mushroom must be perfectly clean. You need, as I said, a very sharp little knife, like this, we call in Italian spelucchino, which means very accurate, that can cut a hair from the mushroom or from anything, from the vegetable garden or from the bush, like in the case of these wonderful mushrooms that, I repeat once more, are only wild. Nobody achieved ever to make these mushrooms grow in a farm, like other mushroom, like the white mushrooms that you can find from the farm. Okay, this is more grow, you see. The egg open, it's very soft, you see, it's very soft and open, and from that came out this beautiful, beautiful color mushrooms that continue to grow, and the leg is growing, it's going to be more high, and this is opening. This is how it is after a couple of days in the ground. At the beginning, this was a perfect white with yellow nuance. Was a perfectly light, this lovely warm light yellow inside, and this top is a very beautiful color. It's a very beautiful color, and is the autumn color. So I cut probably a lot. If my grandfather saw me to be so drastic, he was going to complain. Once people was much more easygoing with eating a bit of ground. We are delicate now. Maybe we are too much used to industrial food, but I don't want to eat the ground. Even if I damage a bit the beauty. Okay. Different creature from the bush love these mushrooms. All the wild creature love these mushrooms. Everybody. And what is incredible, the instinct about the wild creature, they know perfectly what to eat, what to chew, and what to avoid. So you will never find a mushroom like Amanita muscaria or Amanita phalloides, the red with the white dots, or the yellow-green, very pale, that some animal, some creature from the bush started to eat or even try to taste. They know. We humans are a bit unaware of what is good for us and what is better to leave. Anyway, I think I am satisfied now. And now we are going to prepare, since we are going to cook this mushroom to have raw, don't be surprised. Raw mushrooms, wild mushrooms, are really delicious. So the only ingredients I will add will be a little piece of garlic I already peeled, and now I'm going to do a little operation in this garlic, which will be to take away, we call, in Italy it's called the soul. Apparently the inner part is the heavy one. So the one that is difficult when you have in your stomach. So we take away this part and we leave just this. Next step will be to throw away all this material and go to the next step. To continue, we need some more tools. A chopping board where I can treat my garlic. I need to make this garlic very small without cutting my finger, so I'm not in a rush also to do this operation. Now I have to make very small. Okay, this could be enough. And I'm going to use this bowl to dress our mushrooms. So I put the garlic we just prepared. And I look after our beautiful ovoli now. And I'm going to cut incredibly small. Look, like a little creature coming out from the womb of a bigger creature, the newborn little mushrooms. Super. Very, very thin, most thin possible. Beautiful. When you cut, try to keep the shape of the mushroom the most as you can. So when you are eating, it should be a joy also for your eyes. And I think it's important you know what you are eating, you see what you are eating, you recognize what you are eating. And you can appreciate this gift, because it's a gift. Our job is just to find in the wild. but is completely a gift. And then our, let's say, the adult. This was too big. And now is the moment of the salt. I put the salt now before putting the last ingredient, that will be the extra virgin olive oil, because I want the salt melt with the humid body of the mushrooms. The humidity will melt the salt. If I put the olive oil first, will be a sort of waterproof layer over the mushrooms, and the melt with the salt will be not perfect. But I need a spoon. I need a spoon because I have to melt. When you melt, remember always the ancient recommendation should be a stingy one to put the salt, should be a generous one to put olive oil, but should be a mad one to mix everything at the end. I love to add also some black pepper. Not everybody like this. I do. It's a bit of spicy flavor you give. I think is a value flavor, added value flavor, kind of. When I presume that everything is melted properly, I go with the last step. A bit of glorious extra virgin olive oil. Melt, melt. It's a pity you cannot feel the smell of this delight. And so, here we go. Enjoy.